The opinions expressed on the X and Y show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings. Welcome to another segment of the XY Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. Just want to take a brief moment, and I want to talk about the death of Chadwick Boseman, who played the Black Panther, and Jackie Robinson and Thurgood Marshall, and other James Brown. He played in a lot of major movies, actually. And, I don't want it to be, I didn't know the guy. I mean, I didn't know him from Paint. But, I just want to, two things I learned from his death that, if you don't know, he passed away yesterday. I never saw him sick. Apparently he was losing weight, and he was making appearances on Twitter and various social media outlets. And people say he was getting clowned, and bullied and stuff like that. And, from people saying that he looks like a crackhead, and he's looking like he's cracked out, and all of just clowning him. And, it's an ultimate lesson that you never know what someone is going through in their lives. Here these guys are these people, these stupid motherfuckers are trolling this guy, who seemed to be a nice guy. Like I said, I don't know him. I didn't know him. And, but he seemed like a nice guy, very humble. Every time I see him make appearances, he seemed like he was a down-to-earth guy. It seemed like he was a guy that I could meet in a sports bar and, talk sports with or play chess or whatever. He seemed like a cool guy like that. But, all these people were trolling this guy and just, calling him all these names and stuff. And he was, he wasn't a crackhead. He wasn't, on drugs. The guy was dying. Literally. He was dying. And, people, he kept it a secret, nobody knew. And that's no excuse, just because, a lot of times in society, people always doing shit, just because, if you think someone is looking a certain way, if it's not nice, keep that shit to yourself. It's enough hate in the world to be an instigator, a starter of hate. It's enough of that shit going around. So, be careful who you troll. You don't know. They might be, they're not a crackhead. They're not cracked out, and don't have some type of disease, STD or whatever. They could be dying, which was the case of Mr. Boseman, Chadwick Boseman. So that's something I just want you guys to think about, before the next time you fucking with somebody on social media. another thing, it taught me, his death also taught me that, taking certain things more seriously as far as my health. And I always took my health seriously. I just don't trust doctors. It's a long story, but it starts off with, the Tuskegee experiment and stuff. You guys hear me talk about that shit. I just don't trust doctors. I think most of those motherfuckers are pimped out by pharmaceutical companies, and most doctors are trying to just pop a pill in your ass and, legalize drug pushes as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, and I'm not talking about all of them, but it taught me that, when I do get that age to, I wasn't considering it, but I am now. I'm going to get that colonoscopy. That's very important. I was going to say, fuck that shit. It's probably not necessary. They just doing that shit. But I'm going to get it, because it needs to be done. Some things need to be done. So it made me take a second look at, like, damn, this guy was in shape. He was young. And, came down with that disease. So, it was a wake-up call. So, that's the two things that first came to mind when I heard about his death. Stop trolling people, stop picking on people, stop bullying people, stop instigating hate in the world. It's enough of that shit. And take care of yourself. Even though you take care of yourself, it doesn't mean you still have to trust doctors. Shit, I never trust those motherfuckers. Don't get me started on them, man. Shit. But, it doesn't mean that you can't take better care of yourself. So, those are two things, immediate things I learned, I felt when I found out about his death. So, condolences to his family, and, his wife, and everybody else who passed away, who had loved ones. So, that's the world we live in, man. 2020 has been a rough year. So, that's, hopefully we get through it. Anyway, enough of sad stuff. I got this girl number, and she was finer than a motherfucker. And, I knew, she gave me a number. She said, you don't want my number. And I don't know why women do this shit. I'd rather just say no, So she gave me a number, and I called her the next day, and I should have known something was wrong, because when I called the number and they answered, it was a man answering. He answered the phone. Hello? I said, no, she did, my dumb ass, no, maybe that's her daddy or something. Because this is a black woman, and obviously the guy sounded like he was Asian. And I was like, maybe that's her stepdaddy or some shit. So I was like, I speak to Carolyn. Hello? And my dumb ass kept asked again. Yeah, excuse me, can I speak to Carolyn? Then I heard the dude say, somebody was talking in the background. I said, no. Hello? Hello? I'm like, what? That wasn't necessary. Why she had to do that to me? You know what I'm saying? All she had to do is say no. I'm seeing somebody, I'm married. Some shit, don't give me no fake number. God, y'all women, y'all wrong, man. Y'all wrong for that shit. But that's all right. I see her ass in about 30 years in the old folks' home. That same Carolyn who gave me the wrong number. And I'm going to see her in the old folks' home in about 30 years, and we going to have a ball. She going to be doing some things for me for a bowl of Jell-O. That's right. So I'll see you in 30 years, Carolyn. I know you out there listening. Gonna fuck with me like that. All right, let's move on to some questions. First one is from Billy. Do you believe in a 90-day rule? I assume Billy's talking about the 90-day rule. A woman said you should wait before having sex. Absolutely not, Billy. I don't believe in that bullshit. Well, actually, it depends. If she's a virgin, yes. If she's a virgin, that's a different breed. That's like a whole different set of rules. You have to put her on a different level. That's preferred stock. If they're not a virgin, that shit common stock. You know what I'm saying? Some of them junk bond. But if she's a virgin, yes, you give her that 90 days or more. You know, but if she's not a virgin, hell no. You don't deserve 90 days. Fuck that. There's too many women out there to be waiting around for your ass for 90 days. You know. No. So, no, Billy. So, Billy, it depends. If she's a virgin, yes, you give her 90 days or more. You know. She's going to need a little bit more time. But if she's not a virgin, she can't play that card no more. That card been played. That shit is gone. So, you know, take that Steve Harvey bullshit and throw it out the window. And I guarantee you, like I said many times before on this show, Steve Harvey, bald-headed ass, never waited on 90 days to get no pussy. You go somewhere with that shit. But now he done got famous and he married now. He got a little paper behind his name, and now he talking about waiting 90 days. You know, talking that bullshit. So Billy, it depends on who you're talking about. You talking about a virgin? Yeah, you give her 90 days or more. But if she's not a virgin, she don't deserve it. There's too many women out there to be waiting around for some woman for 90 fucking days. But that's up to you. If you want to do that, that's on you. I'm just saying for me, that ain't gonna happen. Shit. Too many women out there for that shit. So, anyway. What is your fantasy? This is from Wendy. No. Well, Wendy, I got a lot of fantasies, but one of them I really would like, this is my ultimate fantasy. I would like to be like in a hotel and the entire floor has different women in it, right? Different rooms, you know, and every room I have a different type of woman. One woman would be like a MILF, you know, older woman, mature woman, you know, maybe like in her late 60s. And the next room would be in mid 30s, and the next one would be early 20s, and the next one would be Hispanic and white and black, and just different varieties of the whole floor, right? And I would just go to each room every 2 hours. Every woman would get me for 2 hours, you know, nonstop for about a week. You know, I say about a week, you know, nonstop. You know, so, you know, and yeah, that's my ultimate fantasy. You're just doing it like that. Oh, man. Yeah, that's my, yeah. I mean, think about that shit. But anyway, so Wendy, that's my fantasy. I'm going to do that shit one day. I probably won't be able to do it till I get an old folks home, though, but I'm going to do it one day. All right, without further ado, let's get to the next episode. Can a relationship ever be the same after infidelity? Can a relationship ever be the same after infidelity? And I would say that the answer to that is hell no. It cannot be. And I got an idea from this show, obviously, from, if you guys haven't heard, Jared Falwell Jr. and his wife doing some crazy shit. You know, there's different stories out there that this she was cheating. He didn't know. And there's another story, she was cheating, he knew and was watching, and it's all kind of crazy shit. But the bottom line is she cheated. And she kind of cute, too. when somebody does that, in my opinion, it could never be the same. It could never be the same because one, I would never trust her again. I'm not saying I wouldn't forgive her. I have to forgive her, right? But I would never forget. And that's just too much of shit to remember for it to ever be the same. I would never trust her again. And how you going to have a marriage, or how you going to have a relationship, let alone a marriage, without any trust? I would always be thinking, if I go on a business trip or something like that, she might do it again. So all trust would be out of the window. And a couple of weeks before, I did a show, something similar to that, when the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett was out and they doing their shit. So, and like that's why I say, all this swinging and trading up and shit and all this bullshit. And I know a lot of you out there who listen to my show, or some of you are swingers, so don't be emailing me and shit with crazy shit. Oh, Roosevelt, you're so close-minded. Oh, da, 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 da. So don't be emailing me with all that shit. I'm saying, in my opinion, for me, it just brings problems. It's just not right. For you to be fucking somebody, you're supposed to be married. You're supposed to have a commitment. If you want to fuck somebody, why get married? I just don't get it. I don't get it. And it's just so much shit going on in this world that it's just not good. So that's, it can never be the same for me. I could never trust her again. There'll likely be also a rage in me. Every time I think about this shit, I'll probably get angry. Livid, actually. Every time I look at her, I would get angry. So, I would definitely not be able to get over that. I can forgive her, but I can't forget. I can't forget. And that's a lot of you saying, well, I have friends that has forgotten, has forgiven and moved on. And I do too. I do as well. I know a lot of women. I don't know any men, but I know quite a few women who has been cheated on, and I know women who their husband actually got somebody pregnant and had a baby on the outside, and the woman actually forgave him and took him back and stuff. And kudos to her. And a lot of women do that shit. A lot of women are, for some reason, I guess women are built different. They're able to forgive more easily for shit like that, and kudos to women. Let's just be honest. There's a lot of women out there. Some of you are listening to this show right now know some women, or know a few women who their husbands have cheated or boyfriends have cheated, and the woman actually take them back. So, now, I don't know any man that do that shit. I don't know one man where their wife cheated and he took him back. I don't know one man personally. For me personally, that would be a done deal. If my wife ever cheated on me, or my girlfriend, definitely, that shit is over. But my wife, that's a done deal. I couldn't trust her again. I would just get angry every time I look at her. And she ruined our family. It would never be the same. I would be mad because of that as well. She ruined our family. Our family would never be the same for that. Prime example, look at Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. Their two kids, Willow and what's the other one named? Willow and the boy and the girl. You know what I'm talking about. Great. Willow, the two kids, they all fucked up in the head. And I'm not saying that that's bad or anything, but shit, who wouldn't be? You know, their mother and father is high-profile people, and they're out fucking other people. That'll fuck anybody up. So, you know, it's not no knock on them. Shit, it'll fuck me up. Anybody. So your family is affected as well. It's a very selfish deed, in my opinion. And it takes a very selfish motherfucker to do some shit like that. Why would you jeopardize ruining your family? So no, I could never trust her again. I would be enraged every time I look at her ass. And, you know, she's ruined my family. She's ruined our family. I could never get over that. Not to mention another reason, she's putting me at risk by potentially giving me a STD. There's a lot of shit out there. You know, AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, all that shit. And some of it you can't just take a pill or a shot in the ass and get rid of. Some of that shit you keep for life. Or some of it ends your life. Shit. So she's putting my life at risk. You know, it's all kind of shit out there. And also, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to my family and my friends. And I know a lot of you saying, you know, you shouldn't be worrying about what other motherfuckers think. Well, that's different. You know, a lot of times, you know, if they know you're white, I'll give you a prime example. I guarantee you, from here on out, Jared Falwell Jr. and his wife, I don't know, they might like the shit though, but anyway, it's going to be all kind of motherfuckers going at her because they think she a freak. Well, she sound like she is, but they're going to be going after her trying to get some pussy because they think, you know, she cheated once, she'll cheat again. You know, it's embarrassing, you know, and the way it looks, it makes a man, it looks weak. You know, it's like your wife cheated on you. You're a bitch. And that's not true because it's not the man's fault. It's not his fault that his wife did a selfish act like that and cheated on him. It's not his fault. But it just appears to be that way. And appearances are important in society. You know. And for me, it's just, it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing my family, amongst them, and I just some shit that I don't want to deal with. You know. I just don't want to deal with that. And I don't have to. Like I said, I can forgive her, but the marriage is over. You know, the relationship definitely. The relationships ain't shit. You know, relationships ain't nothing to me. That's, you know, if she fucked up like that in a relationship, then that you have all your evidence that you should not, absolutely shouldn't marry that motherfucker. So I mean, relationships are easy at the end, but marriage, you know, it's a little bit more investment. You took vows. You know, you have a family, probably, more than likely. You have a family, kids, and so forth. You have assets and all kind of shit. It's a little bit more complicated when you're married. But still, I could not get over that. I couldn't trust her. You know, I would be enraged every time I look at her. You know, she's putting my life in danger by potentially giving me an STD. She's ruining our family. You know, it's embarrassing to me that she did that. And it also makes me question, did she ever love me? You know, did she ever love me? Because if she did, how could she hurt me like that? Or flip the script. If he ever loved me, how could he hurt me like that? And for those of you who noticed the banner that I used for this episode, I used it, I chose it in a way like the woman cheated. Because women do cheat. I don't want you guys to think that only men do that shit. Women cheat too. Look, Jared Falwell Jr.'s wife. Prime example. Jada Pinkett. Prime example. Women do cheat. So I picked that specifically because I wanted to show that women do cheat. If you look at the banner, it's like the woman just just told the secret to the husband, I've been fucking somebody. And he looked like he tated kind of hard. So that would be the next thing. I would question her love for me. And I'm sure a woman would question a man's love. Did they ever love me? How could they love me if they hurting me so much? And I might feel like I might want to get revenge. I don't think I would get revenge. I just want to get out. But some guys might think they want to get revenge. If they caught their wives cheating or something, then they might get revenge. Prime example, Will Smith. He said it. I'm gonna get you back. That's what he said. I'm gonna get you back. But me personally, that wouldn't be me. I would just want to end it. The marriage is over. So, when you ask the question, can a relationship or marriage ever be the same after infidelity? The answer is absolutely no. A person can forgive, but they never forget. They can forgive, but they never forget. And, it's some people never can forget or forgive even, I should say. I'm sorry. And that's bad. But that shit is hard. It's not easy. So me personally, I really, you know what? I'm gonna correct that. I'm being straight up. I'm being 100 with you guys. I don't even know if I can forgive. Maybe after time passes, I can forgive. Time goes by, yeah. But initially, when it happens, I'm not sure if I can forgive. I'll be so enraged with anger and, hurt and embarrassment and just, I don't know if I can forgive right then. Maybe a year or two later. Give me some time to get over this shit. Then I can forgive. But, and maybe I meet another cool chick that'll help me forget, and it'll be easy to forgive. I don't know. But, I'm thinking about that shit now, and, maybe I couldn't even forgive. I definitely couldn't forget. So, but the key is, the answer to the question is absolutely no. Your relationship or marriage is not the same after something like that happens. Your lives are affected forever. If you're married, and if the woman do take him back, that shit'll never be the same. And every time something happens, the back of her mind, I wonder if he's fucking somebody. Or the back of his mind, I wonder if she out somewhere sucking somebody's dick. That shit is never the same. The key question is, you can forgive, but you'll never forget, but can you live with it? That's the question. Can you live with it? Hopefully you will never have to find out. Anyway, that concludes another episode of X and Y Show, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to me, whatever avenue that you listen to the show on, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, did I say iHeart? Yeah, Stitcher, Castbox, and I'm on the Podbreed network as well. Check that out. It's a very cool network. So any avenue that you listen to, be sure to subscribe for me, please. I really appreciate it. Also on social media, I'm on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can You can catch all of that on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com. www.thexyshow.com. You can find everything there. You can leave comments, constructive criticism, anything you'd like to say to me, go right ahead. And I will see you guys next week. And I just want you always to remember that you cannot have love without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.